Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Rich Reviews. I want to thank everyone who's been watching these videos, liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel. It's all because of you I've gotten this particularly far. So the next TV show I want to review, and this one goes back, and this is another first season TV show review. The TV show that I'm reviewing here right now is a 2001 show, 6 Feet Under Season 1. Now, of course, HBO had been changing the game for a number of years before 2001, with 1997's Oz, 1998's Sex and the City, and 1999's The Sopranos. So therefore, when this debuted in 2001, it seemed like another rush of fresh air for HBO. This show was created by Alan Ball before he did True Blood, and this was after he won Best Original Screenplay for American Beauty and decided to use his capital for doing this TV show right here about people that work in a funeral home, a place that's always accepting new customers, but you would never want to step in yourself because that's what the last place you ever want to be caught in. The place is run by the Fisher family, and Nate Fisher Sr., played by Richard Jenkins, and before this, Richard Jenkins was largely a supporting character actor who didn't get all of his main work in till the year 2000 plus. And he dies on his way to the airport to pick up Nate Jr., played by Peter Krause, who had done some other TV work, but this was all before he did Parenthood and married Lauren Graham. And he's coming home from Seattle. He just left home and didn't want to deal with the family business. During that it's Christmas time, he decides, okay, I'll come home. Of course, Nate Sr. dies in a car crash when the bus hits the funeral car, I guess. Now, daily operations now for the Fisher family funeral home are run by David, played by Michael C. Hall, and before Michael C. Hall was a psychotic closeted serial killer on Dexter, he was a closeted gay man talking to dead people on this show, and before he was this, he was doing some Broadway show like Cabaret. Also art restorer Federico, played by Freddy Rodriguez. Federico's primary beef is that he is not being made partner. He wants to be made partner, but that requires a large amount of money. That all the while, Ruth Fisher, played by Frances Conroy, struggles to hold it together after her husband has died. And I think in one very funny scene, she confesses to having an affair at his funeral. That she was conducting an affair for 2 years, although I think her husband kind of maybe insinuated that he kind of knew. And things were probably always weird between everyone in this family. And so she tries to get involved in their kids' lives more, particularly Claire, played by Lauren Ambrose, who went on to really do nothing else after this particular series, who has the misfortune of being in high school and being probably being a high school guidance counselor. And she basically says, hey, look, high school is a whole bunch of BS, and basically everyone who tries to pretend to be something they're not anyway in high school. And she also has the misfortune of dating a guy named Gabe, tells everyone, hey, this girl sucked my toes, and she gets revenge on him by putting a foot in his locker from a dead customer, which is actually kind of funny and screwed up if you actually think about it. All the while, David and Nate have to deal with Matthew Gilardi, who, played by Gary Hirschberger, who is head of this Kroner International. He's part of this large mortuary house. He wants them to primarily become a subsidiary to this corporation. At one point, Gilardi has the house across the street burned down, although, of course, for a while the police suspect it was Claire because Claire was doing drugs. As all of this is happening, Nate is dating Brenda, played by Rachel Griffiths, who was in Hillary and Jackie, if you ever saw that film. And Brenda is basically a very one-giant, very screwed up person because her family put her in therapy for many, many years because she had all these weird things that was going on in her life. She has a brother named David who is even more screwed up than her, and he's a part-time gallery owner, I guess. Of course, Nate and Brenda's relationship started with them having sex in a airport closet, which, again, if I ever had sex with a girl in an airport closet, I probably wouldn't have a relationship with her. I'd probably just go on with my business or probably go to the clinic the next day, seeing if I had gonorrhea, maybe. Of course, if you actually met these two people, you'd probably run for the hills. Are these characters flawed? Yes, they are, because, quite frankly, they have to act more wise beyond their years on occasion. Again, each episode begins with the death of one particular person. I mean, are some deaths here relatively comical? Yes, in a very dark way. A girl gets hit in the head with a golf ball, and another gets smashed in the face with a street sign. David at one point talks to a dead porn star, which, is quite funny. Of course, and also on occasion people speak to the Nate Fisher Sr. character, in which, I don't know what's weird, speaking to your dead or seeing Richard Jenkins with a full head of hair. Are some of these deaths downright sad? Yes, because no one wants to deal with a Sid baby, where it's like someone who accidentally kills himself. David is, always so tightly wound because he doesn't really want to come out of the closet. That annoys his boyfriend Keith, who's a police officer who's openly gay. There you go. And again, they talk a lot about birth, death, and the life of the universe. I guess there are some interesting moments also at how you prepare a body for burial, obviously, which I didn't really know how you did. There's also one skit that gets discarded about funeral products that went wayside in the first episode. And apparently this takes place in real time. So, 6 Hunter Season 1, have you seen it, folks? Please put that in comment. Folks, do you like this series? Do you like HBO in general? I didn't get HBO until about 2006 or 7 when I started watching. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe. Enrich yourself with knowledge. Put all comments in the subject box below. If you want to see this handsome face again, click the subscribe button. I'm always here to answer questions. I'll see you next time, folks. Yeah, see ya.